The world is a wall of slate minus grey heightened the low percussive sound of 100 giant hearts. For the clan of the Horn circled the Homo Erectus who have achieved the impossible, this is the sound of safety. Their village, a cluster of domed huts fashioned from scavenged ribs and stretched skins, sits in the calm eye of a living hurricane. A herd of Triceratops who reduce siege a 10-stun bulwark of muscle and horn forms their mobile fortress. The air is thick with the scent of trampled cycads and animal musk. A smell these ancient humans have learned to associate with life, not death. An elder GOR scrapes at a mammoth femur with a flint blade, his knuckles thick with scars. The rhythmic thwack of his work is a sound, a piece of product of the primitive technology that allows them to thrive in this sanctuary. Outside the circle of horns, the world belongs to the tyrants, but in here they are a people. They are building a future on the backs of giants. The first tremor is wrong. It is not the familiar earth minus shaking tread of the herd shifting its weight. It is a sharper, more violent vibration, a drumbeat of predatory intent that travels through the bedrock and into the bones of every living thing. GOR stops his work. He looks up, his eyes scanning the placid browsing behemoths around him. A young female on the perimeter lifts her massive frilled head, letting out a low interrogative bellow. The sound is cut short by a roar that is not a sound at all, but a physical concussion that rips through the air. It is the voice of the valley's sole god, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But it is not a roar of challenge. It is a roar of calculation. From the tree line, the great predator emerges, a silhouette of jagged teeth and absolute power. It does not charge the wall of carrot and no US beaks and brow horns. It is learned that is a fool's errand. Instead, it finds a terrifyingly swift movement towards the herd's exposed flank where the calves are shielded. Panic is a spark in dry grass. The mother of the threatened calf shrieks. A high-pitched blast of terror and spins to face the threat. Her spin collides with her neighbor, who stumbles into another. The delicate and spoken geometry of the herd collapses. The ground begins to move. GOR shouts a single sharp word of warning, a sound swallowed by the thunder of stomping feet. The fortress is breaking. The living walls are caving in. Huts are flattened into the mud as if they were never there. The world becomes a chaotic engine of destruction, a maelstrom of tree-drunk legs and swinging three-horned heads. A woman snatches her child from the path of a panicked bull, pressing her body into the mud as a tail like a battering ram sweeps over her head. Her people's greatest innovation, their most audacious act of defiance in this age of prehistoric life, has become their tomb. The Tyrannosaurus Rex watches from a distance, its cold reptilian mind having solved the puzzle of the unbroken circle. It no longer needs to break the wall, it only needs to make the wall break itself. The rain that follows the attack washes away the blood but deepens the cold. The clan huddles in the mire, their world reduced to a few square meters of churned earth between the legs of giants. Two are missing, swallowed by the mud during the stampede. One young hunter lies broken near the edge of the clearing, his chest crushed by a glancing blow from a panicked Triceratops. The great animals have settled their breathing once again, slow and rhythmic, entirely indifferent to the small grieving creatures that live beneath them. The symbiosis is a lie. The clan paid rent in flesh and the landlord did not even notice. GOR looks at the remnants of a hooter-snapped mammoth tusk from their osteodontocoretic technology cache and feels the chill of extinction. To stay here is to wait for the next calculated tremor from the Tyrannosaurus Rex. To leave is to walk naked into the maw of the open plains where lesser predators and starvation wait. Despair tightens its grip on the survivors. A woman Mara rocks back and forth, muttering a low keen for her lost mate. The fear is palpable, thick enough to taste. But among ancient humans, despair is a luxury that precedes death. GOR, his face a mask of mud and grim determination, rises. He forces the others to look up, to see beyond their immediate loss to the cold mechanics of survival. The beast thinks. He rasps, his voice raw. It watches us. It learns, so we must watch it. We must learn more. He turns his gaze not to the distant tree line where the tyrant waits, but inward toward the massive armored bodies of their hosts, and we must learn them. He points to the lead Triceratops matriarch, a scarred titan with one broken brow horn and an aura of absolute authority. The tyrant uses fear to scatter the circle. We must find a way to hold it together. This begins the time of whispers. The clan's behavior shifts from passive cohabitation to active perilous espionage. Kale, the clan's fastest scout, takes on the duty. For days he shadows the herd from within, moving like smoke between the browsing animals. He no longer sees them as a wall, he sees them as individuals, studying the intricate herd dynamics that govern their movement. He notes how the matriarchs communicate with low-frequency rumbles that the humans can feel more than hear. He sees how they reposition the sub-adult males to face outward when a threat is distant, a subtle shift in posture that precedes any stampede. He risks simulation by getting close enough to touch the rough-scaled hide, learning the specific scent of agitation versus contentment. He also studies the predator. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is methodical. It tests the wind. It approaches from the west, using the setting sun to blind the sentinels. It always targets the younger mothers, knowing their instinct to protect their calves creates exploitable chaos. Kel realizes the tyrant isn't fighting a herd of 10-ton animals, it's fighting a single predictable instinct. And an instinct can be manipulated by more than just fear. It can be guided by courage. The familiar tremor returns with the dust. The Tyrannosaurus Rex does not wait for the rain to stop this time, it uses the storm as cover. Its silhouette appears against the bruised twilight, a monument to hunger. But this time the clan does not cower. They are ready. As the first roar splits the air, GOR gives a sharp nod. The plan born of Kale's terrifyingly close observation is a desperate prayer against the god of this valley. Young hunters, Alara among them, clutch torches made from bundled reeds and animal fat. They are not weapons against the tyrant, that would be like throwing pebbles at a mountain, but instruments of communication. They are ready to speak the only language the 10-ton behemoths of this prehistoric planet might understand: fire and sound. The Team Inus Rex finds swift towards the same young mother, as before its movements, a replay of its last successful hunt. But as the mother Triceratops begins to bellow in panic, a new sound cuts through the storm. Kale and two others positioned near the lead matriarch begin to rhythmically beat mammoth bones against a large flat rock. It's a sharp and natural clack minus clack that cuts through the thunder and the roar. At the same time, on the opposite side of the circle, Alara and her team do the unthinkable. They run out from the safety of the herd. They wave their torches not at the tyrant but in wide sweeping arcs, creating a wall of dancing light between the predator and its intended point of attack. It is a moment of pure calculated madness, an act of altruism that redefines the very essence of survival skills. They are making themselves the target, drawing the tyrant's gaze, betting their lives on the matriarch's ability to understand the signal. The tyrant hesitates. Its simple predatory brain, so adept at exploiting instinct, is momentarily confused by this new variable. These tiny creatures are not fleeing. They are holding a line. In that moment of hesitation, the matriarch with the broken horn turns her massive head. She sees the flames. She hears the rhythmic beat of bone on stone. She does not see a threat from the small soft things, she sees a warning. Her low guttural rumble is no longer a sound of panic but of command. Abel, his great shield of a head low to the ground, turns to meet her gaze, then swivels to face the light. Another follows. The circle does not break. It solidifies. The bulls on the perimeter lower their heads, presenting an unbroken rampart of horn and bone. Their great Carotenoua speaks already. The dinosaur fight has been joined. The tyrant roars in fury, charging Alara's line of fire, but it is too late. Two bulls step forward to meet it, their 3-foot brow horns slashing at its legs. The predator is met not with chaos, but with a fortress that now thinks, that now fights back as one. It snaps at the air, its teeth a foot long, but it cannot find purchase, it cannot penetrate the wall. The predator for the first time has been outmaneuvered. With a final frustrated shriek that promises future vengeance, it retreats into the darkness, its immense power foiled by the courage of a creature 1,000th its size. In the aftermath, a profound silence settles over the herd. The rain has stopped. The torches sputter out, leaving only the warm glow of the clan's central fire. A young Triceratops, cuff emboldened by the calm, nudges Alara's leg with its blunt snout before being called back by its mother. The gesture is not one of affection, not as we would know it. It is one of curiosity, of acknowledgement. Tonight, something in the ancient contract between hunter and hunted has been rewritten. This small band of Homo erectus has proven their value beyond scavenged scraps. They are the eyes that see in the dark, the mind that anticipates the coming storm, the courage that holds the line. This is a turning point not just for a clan but for a species, a pivotal moment in hominid history. They did not conquer the beastum, they did not tame it. They earned their place beside it. Their intelligence became a horn, their community became a shield. Our entire story of ascent, our audacious climb from shivering prey to masters of a world, is built upon countless such nights on desperate gambles, made in the shadow of titans. Did our journey truly begin when we first shipped a stone to kill, or was it when we first found the courage to stand with a monster to survive? Here in the deep past, where the bone meets the tooth, the story of us is written not in ink but in blood and courage. But the real titans had yet to wake from the deep.